Hey guys, it's Jecolia of JecoliaJems. Thank you for once again coming back to view my channel. If you could do me a favor, like, comment, share this on your social media platforms, share this in your chats everywhere, as well as do me a favor and subscribe. So today I want to highlight my business, Hollis Essence. I want to talk to you guys and just show you about 4 or 5 of my products that I have. I more so want to talk to you guys very briefly about how and why I started Harvest Essence. So, some of you may be aware, I've gone through multiple health problems ever since I was a little girl. I remember being diagnosed with asthma at the age of 10, and it's from the age of 10 all the way throughout probably my sophomore year of high school. I was in and out of the hospital for kidney problems, being in excruciating pain. I had to have multiple tests done. At one point, I was diagnosed with kidney disease. Then they came back and said I didn't have kidney disease. At another point, my kidney literally rotated and twisted around itself. It was just so many things going on in my little body. This is why I can't eat a lot of acidic food, because what acid does is it will throw off the pH balance of your entire body. This will also happen if you're consuming too much yeast, too much soy, too much sugar. And so you have to have a perfect balance of acidic and alkaline in order for your body to be healthy. I want to say I also started dealing with like some inflammation issues in my back and things because I was in a couple of car accidents with my mom. My mom, unfortunately, she was in seven, about 7 or more car accidents that she didn't cause. It was very, very, very strange. And so, that impact does something. And a lot of these injuries or autoimmune diseases, as far as like fibromyalgia and sciatica for me, was from injury. Um, I injured my back in, I think it was the 8th grade. I was pushed down a flight of stairs by somebody in my family, and my back got messed up, and it has never been the same since then. Um, I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. Well, no, before then, in 2013. Yeah, I was going through a lot of pain, a lot of pain. My hands felt like they were on fire. My feet felt like they were on fire. I've shared the story before, so that's why I'm kind of rushing through. And come to find out, I had a septic gallbladder. And if I didn't get surgery for it within 24 hours, I would have died. So my gallbladder got removed in 2 weeks into recovering from my gallbladder surgery. Because my gallbladder surgery is supposed to be outpatient, but I ended up staying in the hospital, I want to say like 2 days, because I sat up on the table while I was still incubated. The medicine wore off. That was a very interesting and scary experience because I was literally fresh out of the surgery room. So imagine if I would have woke up on the table. This is why, like say if I go to the dentist or something, they have to give me way more shots than normal because I have such a high tolerance for pain. My body does not really adapt or succumb quickly to the things that put you to sleep. Um, but it's very sensitive as well to medication. I'm really not big on medicine, which is how I ended up getting into Harvest Essence. So 2 weeks into the gallbladder recovery, I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. So I had the gallbladder surgery in March of 2013 and ended up having a abdominal hysterectomy in June of 2013. Trying to recover from that, literally had to push myself to walk again because my stomach was cut open. My stomach was cut open. After that, I ended up developing an umbilical hernia because I went back to work too soon, went back to school too soon. I was doing too much trying to take care of my children. 2015, I suffered a really, really bad fall in the winter of Chicago on a sleet of ice. And I ended up fracturing my tailbone, having 5 herniated discs, developing sciatica and bursitis, and I already had the diagnosis of fibromyalgia. So I want to say when my daughter was about 4 years old, I started taking Lyrica. And I think I only took it like every now and then because it made me feel so drugged up, so cracked out. And so I would just be in pain. I don't even like Tylenol. I would work out. I would stretch. I would just do what I had to do to kind of push through it. But in 2015, when I gained that injury, it didn't really exasperate to that really bad point until 2016. This is because I was on Tylenol 3 was no longer strong enough. So my doctor placed me on narco. And so it exasperated because according to my MRI scans, based on what my doctor told me, I should have been paralyzed. This man had tears in his eyes looking at my MRI. And he said, I don't know how you're walking. I don't know how you're walking. He didn't want me working, didn't want me driving, didn't want me doing anything because that's how injured I was and am. So when y'all see me pushing, just know that we are not playing with the same hand. So if I fumble or if I go through something, we are not operating on the same level. Um, I ended up developing so many symptoms and so many things from I was on 4 pills 3 times a day. I ended up gaining 75 pounds, not only from being on the medication, but from losing my grandfather in 2016. I stated before I got up to 236 and a half pounds. I had never been that heavy. My heaviest was 213 when I was pregnant with my son. And after that, I dropped back down to, my normal weight, which is still a lot, but my normal weight. So I had cortisone shots. My father and my grandfather would take me to the hospital to get my cortisone shots, and they couldn't get me shots in my hips because of how wide they are and the needle this long. And I was in so much pain trying to get the shot that my grandfather stopped them. As a little girl, when I was going through the kidney problems, my mother stopped the doctors because of how much pain I would be in getting these procedures done. Imagine being 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old, and you're consistently being catheterized because your body is failing you because you're having kidney problems. Um, Went through all of those things. I remember during the time of my back injuries, there were times when I literally would have to crawl to my bathroom because of how much pain I would be in, how groggy I would be in. And my bathroom is all the way in the back of my house. There are times when I would be awake for 48 hours from the side effects of the medication coupled with the pain. So I'll never forget one Sunday after church while I was still in Sunday worship at my parents' church. I remember distinctively, I sat in my kitchen to pray. And although I prayed throughout my entire house, when I do certain type of praying, I would shut in and pray in my room. But the Ruach instructed me to pray in my kitchen, and I called my children in my kitchen. And I said, today gonna be the last day that I'm dependent on this medication. Today will be the last day that I have to take a pill. I'm going to find a way to manage this pain, but enough is enough. And on that day, I prayed and I prayed vehemently, like I prayed, okay. And ironically, so I started to smell gas coming from my stove, and I called my baby cousin upstairs, and she's like, I don't smell nothing. My grandmother was like, I don't smell nothing. And I'm like, no, I smell that. My kids could smell it. About 3 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. And I called my parents and I said, I need me and the kids to come over and spend the night. They was like, what's wrong? I was like, I smell gas in my house. I know what I smell. Grandma and Brianna don't smell it. We leave home. We go to my parents' house and come to find out there was a gas leak in my stove. So if I had not been obedient and did what it is that I was supposed to do, like sitting in the kitchen, is literally, if you've ever had a supernatural experience, it's literally like they couldn't smell it. but we could, but we had just got done praying. So, fast forward, watching my mom go through medical problems, watching myself and those around me, and me knowing that I have never liked medication. Although I was a farm tech, CNA, in school for nursing and things, it was just always something like, there has to be more. It has to be more. So I want to say about 2 years ago, I really began to look into herbs and flowers. I've always cooked with a lot of herbs, but I began to look into the consumption of herbs. And I'm not an herbalist as of yet. I'm not certified as of yet. That's why the only things that I sell are things that I have used. There are certain herbs and flowers that I am not going to touch at all. I will not sell things to people. I always tell people, talk to your doctor. Do you know what you're allergic to? Harvest Essence is not FDA approved. It is not responsible for allergic reactions, and I do not give out medical advice. That being said, I started Harvest Essence because for years now I've been taking herbal baths to relieve myself from pain. And the best way I can describe pain for me is because I have a very, very high pain tolerance. So by the time I'm in pain, by the time I feel I'm in pain, it's bad. It's really, really bad. There are times when my entire body feels like there are bolts of electricity running through to the tips of my fingers to down to the tips of my toes. And remember, I've had several surgeries, so wherever I've been cut and whatever has been touched, I feel it. Whether it's extreme heat, cold, if I get stressed out, if I get upset, pain, excruciating pain that will make you want to cut off the limb and a part of your body that is hurting. So I started Harvest Essence. And a lot of us suffer with dry skin. And that's because of our diet. Everything starts in a gut. And so if we clean up our stomachs from the soy, from the yeast, we will see less and less psoriasis, acne, um, eczema, dandruff. This is one of my baths that I have. It's a dry skin bath. Oh, there we go. It's a dry skin bath. And I also make the oil. So this is calendula or calendula. This has lavender in it, as well as oatmeal and organic oatmeal. I also make the body oil and the beard oil to go along with this as well. The beard oil, all natural, of course. It has some oils in it, but it has calendula flowers in it, as well as lavender. And depending on how much you want to pay for the oil, I can put more herbs and things in there as well. My father and one of my favorite people uses my calendula or calendula beard oil. And both of these men are prone to have blackheads and ingrowns. And the blackheads pop out right away. The ingrowns pop out right away. There were times when my son had got stung by either, he got bit by a mosquito and he broke out. And as soon as I put the calendula or calendula oil on him, the itching stopped. When when my stomach was off about a year ago, I kept breaking out. Oh my goodness, I was breaking out so bad because I was walking and eating avocado, beans, tomatoes, and plantains consistently. So my histamines got interrupted. And a lot of times, some of us believe that we're developing adult allergies, but it's histamines. And then I was drinking as well. It's your histamines. And so I changed up my diet. But during those times of the breakouts, there'll be times I had to take Benadryl. I mean, my lips was swelling up. I would, oh, y'all, it was bad. I am sensitive, darling. I am sensitive. It was bad. I would welt up like very, really bad. So I would use my calendula oil, and it would give me such relief, such relief. I also have one of my favorite baths. This one is one of my top sellers. This is the Rose Love Bath. I also have any flower that I have, I can make an oil out of, a scrub out of, a bath out of, a tea out of. I have a rose line actually. This one in particular has sea salt, Himalayan sea salt, thyme, rosemary, roses, and rosebuds. This one is really one of my top sellers. A lot of the women who buy this say that they feel like they're surrounded in a forest of roses and a garden of roses. Is very soothing. It also takes away pain and inflammation. Some women, everybody doesn't subscribe to this. I don't sell my stuff to say, oh, this is gonna help you in this area, this is gonna help you in that area. Some people buy my things and then pray over them and use them. Two women in particular have asked me to make specialty baths for them for certain reasons. Now, one woman who had this bath, she told me, she said, I need some flowers in there for love. I need something that's going to soften me. So I made her up a specialty bath with roses. And with the roses, I also have some scrubs. Everything is handmade, all natural. You see the flowers in there, and it smells amazing. This has essential oil in it as well. Um, this is a body scrub. This one is salt based. I also have sugar scrubs. If you see, there we go. You can see the flowers. You can see the salt, and a lot of my one of my men actually ordered a scrub from me, specialty scrub, to help the blackness that he started to develop on his neck, to help exfoliate. I do not put chemicals because I'm not a dermatologist. I'm not an esthetician. So if you need an esthetician who has chemical-based body scrubs, I can definitely refer you to mine. Her name is Lynette Raquel, Black owned. Love her. Been going to her for a while now. So I also have the sugar-based scrubs. I have the scrubs, rose scrub, hibiscus scrubs, lavender scrubs, chamomile, calendula, so many flowers, whatever it is that you need. So this bath, because some of us suffer from insomnia, and I'm not saying it's gonna knock you out, gonna put you to sleep. And I also, before I get to that bath, as far as my rose line, I have rose teas for womb health, for inflammation. I use a lot of nettle, raspberry leaf as well. I have some dandelion root when people ask me to make them up specialty teas. And so when you go on my website and you view my products, and you can reach out to me via DM to place an order, I can the roses have such a sweet and soft taste to it. Roses are known to help with anxiety and depression. I also have an amazing rose beard oil. That one actually sells more than any other of my beard oils because it has a very soft, subtle smell to it. And it brings and restores moisture, and it's an astringent, so it begins to extract a lot of the dirt and things like that. And I also make the rose body oil, and it just smells so sweet, so soft, not overpowering. And for all of my oils, I can make them into massage oils as well. I actually had one of my male friends, I'm not going to say which one, he had me make him up some natural lubrication for him and his girlfriend. And in that, I use coconut oil because coconut oil is known to kill bacteria vaginosis. So I use coconut oil, I use some roses, and I infuse the coconut oil with a little THC. And he said that it worked wonders, darling, because the roses are very for relaxing, such as so is THC. So those properties work well together. I can also make the massage oils. In the massage oils, that's when I add the essential oils, and beard oils has essential oils. But any of my yoni products, unless it's the anti-yeast one, which is consisting of coconut oil, oregano oil, and tea tree oil. That has essential oils in it, as well as the body oil. But my yoni oil, that has no essential oils in it. This is flowers, oil, and baking soda. You guys really need to look into the properties of baking soda. It's alkaline and it can kill a lot. And this is something that I really, really recommend. Ladies, you know, when you go to the doctor and you have BV, you have yeast or something like that, this. Always do skin testing to see what you're allergic to. But all of my women who purchase this, they also get the pH balance bath. And when they take that bath and when they put this and they use this, when I tell you those reviews are raving, because unfortunately a lot of women think they're walking around with balanced vaginas and really are not. We're just used to feeling and smelling a certain way. And it's not saying anybody stink. But if you're still eating pork, seafood without fins and scales, if you're still consuming a lot of carbohydrates and bad carbs and fructose and a lot of sugar and things like that, your pH balance is completely off. And so that's why I suggest getting some of my gut health tea. And with my gut health tea, it has a lot of herbs in it that you would cook with, like rosemary, oregano, basil, thyme, but it has flowers in it. You just add honey to it. And when you start to change your gut health, you use this yoni oil. Take a pH balance bath after your cycle, once a week, however often, as well as I have the herbs that you can steam with. Then you'll see a lot of differences. A lot of differences. If you thought you was that chick before, you definitely gonna be that chick now. So one of the teas that I have my roses in is my blue mood tea. And this has blue pea flowers in it, roses, and rosebuds. This tea, I call it blue mood because all of these flowers in here are supposed to help with mood boosting, mood stimulation, help relax. I love to drink this tea when I'm feeling a little anxious, when I'm feeling a little down. Um, Now, some of us suffer from sleep. And so this is what I was saying. I'm not saying I'm going to be able to put you to sleep or anything like that, but I can definitely help relax you. This is my Insomnia Bath. And I also have another bath called Sweet Slumber that's mixed up of um, calendula, roses, hibiscus, rosemary, thyme, lavender, chamomile, sea salt, lavender essential oil. I also have mint night summer's dream. That's also another bath. And as you guessed it, it has many essential oils, mint leaves in it. Now, with my baths, you can take a little handful, a little scoop out, and use maybe like an ounce or two. Some people just use a very little bit. This should be able to give you quite a few baths because this can yield 48 cups of teas or 96 depending on how often you use the flowers. Because the one thing I love about Harvest Essence is because I use flowers, the tea is so robust and so full. I literally, if I buy a tea bag from the store, I have to use about 3 or 4 tea bags in my cup in order to fill. And I really don't enjoy it as much because the flowers are so much better. I also have the lavender and chamomile body oil, massage oil. Um, if you're having a headache, you're dealing with tension, inflammation before bed, I have foot detoxes that I have actually sent out products to battle rappers, URL battle rappers, URL vloggers on YouTube, big ones, bigger people in the Hebraic community and things of that nature. So we out here networking and we out here working. Today, I just really wanted to touch bases with you guys and share more about Harvest Essence. You can reach out to me on Instagram, TIERRA_holiday, to learn more about my business. I'm going to link the website down below. If you would like to place an order, do not hesitate to reach out to me. If you are not on Instagram, you can email me at TIERRA@yahoo.com. And thank you so much for coming back to my channel. This is Jecolia of JecoliaJems. I encourage you to live well, to live peacefully, to live holistically. Let's switch over to Eastern mindset as the Eastern people. Thank you guys for coming again. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.